Previously on Critically Stupid. I'm going to be so late to work. Okay. Not really. I'm salaried. They don't give a fuck. All right. Smash cut. Hey, everybody, and welcome to yet another episode of Critically Stupid. And I am here to review what happened last time, just to get everybody caught up. So we found ourselves at the City of the Dead. We encountered Ambrose Everdon, who was this old knight, I guess. So we found ourselves in the mausoleum, and Tess found a key, and it was not a typical key. It was very strange. It had strange runes on it and windmills. I'm not sure what the key goes to. Hopefully we'll find out. But while we were there, Haviland and his merry band of dark dwarves showed up and attacked us. We thought that we might be in a little bit of trouble, but our good friends Peter and Clarence showed up to remind us all about the flavor. I guess if you're going to be a dead cannibal, it kind of makes sense to hang out at the City of the Dead. I don't necessarily care for the cannibalism aspect myself, but certainly we do appreciate Peter and Clarence helping us out. And we were able to take out the dwarves. And I shot Haviland in the leg because he tried to run off like a coward. He starts a fight with us and then he just tries to run. That's not acceptable. So I just shot him in the leg. And Tess and Garath kind of threatened him, said that we wouldn't hurt him as long as he was, forthcoming and honest with us, at which time he shared that Sylvie, our good friend Sylvie, who's been an issue for us truly ever since we got Trollskull, had been just drunk with power since the Star Song incident. For those that don't remember, Dave Star Song was the captain that I kind of miss. A little bit in love with him, I think. Anyway, he gave us this information. Haviland, that is, very helpful. And we kept our word that we would not hurt Haviland. We did not promise that Peter and Clarence would not hurt Haviland. So I think that they had a date night and Haviland was invited for dinner. Anyway, enjoy the episode.
I love that Jess said, I got gardening overalls because I love gardening. And to meet that at the same level, Dianna said, I need to pay somebody to garden for me.
I didn't mean it like that.
No, it's fine.
You could get a goat and it could trim your grass for you. And that would be
okay. So I do have somebody
or cow.
So I have somebody come in to mow the lawn because that was getting out of hand.
Is that person a cow?
You could get them to mow the lawn.
You know what? Stop. That's it. We're done.
Never know
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your soon-to-be world-famous Dungeons & Dragons real play comedy podcast, Critically Stupid. I am Alexander James. I'm the host. I'm the Dungeon Master. I'm the wine aficionado. You can ask me all about those grapey boys, and I'll tell you that they smell like grapefruit and taste like grass, because that's what good wine smells and tastes like. My favorite part of last episode was the cold open that I started building with Dianna when I asked her how many people were in this grave robbing, and she super casually said 32, and I had to yes and that, which was great for me.
That was amazing.
Anthony, you go next, please.
I'm Anthony. I play Arnold the Bard, and that was literally the only thing I remembered from last time. And what I had locked and loaded to say, not fair at all. Don't appreciate that. I'm gonna just say I ditto what you said, because that was the best thing that happened in that episode. And also, yeah, like I said, only thing I remember because it was forever ago, Alex, because of you. So this is your fault. So
100%. Couldn't agree more.
I'm gonna say Dianna.
Hi, my name is Dianna. I play Mel. I also have the wolf pup, Joshua Patrick, Josh Pat, JPZ. He is immortal and invincible, and I love him. My favorite part of last episode that I also don't even I don't remember them when they happened the week before, but now because of Alex, the DM, having like a fucking life or whatever, it's been like 2 weeks, and now I extra don't remember. I do remember the 32 people thing, which was fun for me because I don't know, it's just fun for me to annoy you sometimes, bestie. But I did also really enjoy Garion's reassuring that Haviland that we would not harm him.
It's a crucial detail. Who's going next, Bessie?
Oh, I'm sorry. Tess.
Hi, my name is Tess. I play Tess. Yeah, that's what I said. I am a druid. My favorite part of last episode was that there were 32 grave robbers, but Garion said there was the reason they were fighting was there was only 31 graves. That was such a good joke.
Musical graves. It happens to the best of us.
That's my new thanks, Obama.
Yeah, thanks, Alex.
Boy, if I had $1 for every time I was compared to former President Barack Obama, it would truly shock and awe you.
You have $0.
Explain.
$1 at least.
Well, one now.
But it would be inflation, so it's probably like $1 trillion.
And still,
anyway, Garion.
Hello, my name is Charlemagne DeFranco, the Duke of Nuts, and also president of the Alex Hates fan club. We are fans of Alex Hates, and I play Garath the Rogue. My favorite part of last episode was when I leapt out of the window into the clutches of a man with yo-yo knives and immediately went, "Those people are crazy, man."
Oh shoot, my backup favorite part was when the man with yo-yo knives eventually perished and Garath picked up the knives. I was like, "Arnold, look how cool these are," and immediately cut himself on them.
Oh yeah. Solid.
Awesome.
Okay.
I think we had a good episode last episode. I'm just remembering it now.
I'm a proud member of the Things Alex Hates fan club.
There's a lot of people in the Alex Hate fan club.
It's not things Alex hates. It's we hate Alex.
Things that hate Alex?
Yeah, correct. Things or people that hate Alex.
I'm part of things that hate Alex. I like Alex, but I'm a fan of the things that hate Alex.
What's the number one thing that hates Alex? Garion? Nope.
I was going to say, I think it's Garion.
Whatever Garion thought of immediately is the answer. Please tell me now. Thank you.
Say it.
I was going to say his wife.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, all right. Fair enough. Let's get her in here. Let's get her opinion. No,
yeah. Let's see how she really feels.
Okay. We're going to open on a dark and stormy night. It is the northern part of Waterdeep in the fancier ward where the houses are tall and laid back from the roads with patches of wide, overgrown grass that they're growing on purpose for the ecology and the overall environment of the city. There are women and
it's
men.
Definitely not, because they just aren't tending to their lawn or anything.
There are people in overalls having hot gnome summers, weaving vines and bits of greenery and flowers, and trucking through the northern end of Waterdeep along one of these lanes in a quiet wheelbarrow attached to a donkey is a wheelbarrow attached to a donkey.
Wait, so are they in
Yeah,
the
I'm
wheelbarrow?
picturing this. I'm so confused.
Stop.
So you said they're traveling in the wheelbarrow, and there's
Wait,
Yeah,
is the
what?
donkey pushing the wheelbarrow?
No, I'm scrubbing
he's
that whole
pulling.
fucking thing.
He's pulling it. No, I like it.
Like he's pulling it, but I'm trying to figure out in my head how that would work because it's a
Yeah, I
wheelbarrow,
know.
so he can't
Point of the
really.
wheelbarrow.
It's not going to work. Everything's going to topple.
Listen. Here's what it
I
is.
put gin in my Starbucks refresher.
That's refreshing.
So I'm prepared.
In the
Yeah.
wild hills north of Waterdeep on a hot summer's day is
What happened to the
murder-
dark and stormy?
it's a hot summer's day now. This is the
Oh,
only
okay.
opening that's staying in the show, Jess.
Oh,
So if you
okay.
could just cool the fuck out, that'd be great.
So
No.
the thunderstorm's over.
There is no thunderstorm and never was.
But is
There
the,
was
is
a
the
wheelbarrow.
donkey safe? Is the
That
There
was my
is no
second question.
donkey.
Did the donkey find shelter before the thunderstorm hit, or
Dear audio only listener, I'm going to kill myself.
hey, that's my shtick,
Hey, only one person's allowed to kill themselves.
and it's me.
Gary,
No, it's Diana.
Yes.
in the wild
Kill
hills north of
yourself.
Waterdeep on a hot summer day.
Garion, kill yourself
Oh,
now.
In the wild hills north of Waterdeep on a hot summer's day, there is a paid assassination gone horribly wrong. I would like you
can't fire guns.
I would like you please to tell me why there are two assailants running after somebody.
So they're part of an assassin's guild, right?
Mhm. Official.
Which doesn't mean that they're like much better. It just means that they're much more pretentious. And so they're like, even if they're like completely disguised or whatever, they're like no witnesses, no matter what. So this carriage is going, and then the driver is like, I gotta pee. Sorry. So the carriage stops. He gets out. The two assailants hop in the car, kill and murder the people inside. Just
Mhm.
real smooth and efficient, like. Kill and murder. Yes, one kills the one guy, and the other guy murders the second.
Thank you for clarifying.
Thank you for clarifying.
Of course. And then the driver comes back. He's like, oh my God, no, oh. And then the assassins are like, fuck, our code, dude. We got to kill him now too.
Murder, death, kill. Oh god.
Okay.
And then,
Hang on,
and
I'm
then
gonna
the-
jump in right there, actually, Garion,
Okay.
because now it's time for Jess to tell me what are these two assassins using as their murder weapons on this night of their employment.
Kill and murder weapons.
I'm sorry,
Kill and murder
Thank you
weapons.
so much.
So the kill weapon is the handle of a wheelbarrow.
And the murder weapon is the rib of a donkey.
I gotta keep that stupid fucking intro now because of you idiots. You realize that? Like, I could have cut it clean and start over, but now I gotta keep the whole thing in for context, and now I look like an asshole.
That's 100% why we did it, bestie.
Donkey hole.
Fine.
Look at
Yeah.
the good news. Now you get to keep that angry rant in as well, and it'll be a nice, like, solid TikTok. You got it, boys. Content.
Yes. One is holding the handle of a wheelbarrow. What is the other one using?
And the other one is whatever Garion said, the rib of a donkey.
Okay, so one is holding a wheelbarrow handle, splintered at the end and bloody at the other, and one is
That's the
holding
kill weapon.
the rib of a
Yeah.
donkey, the murder weapon being the rib
Yeah.
of a donkey that has
Was
been
the
sharpened to
donkey
a
hurt in the storm? Like, how'd they get his?
Who
Diana.
knows?
Please tell me what happened to the donkey.
But I'm sad if I say what happened to the donkey. You know, I actually like to think that the donkey was he was born with like an extra rib. And it
Ooh.
was actually causing him a little bit of pain because like
Mhm.
donkeys, you know, and I know it would like breath and it
You
was
know,
just
'cause
giving him a
donkeys.
lot of
I get
pain.
it.
Listen, yes.
It checks out.
So anyway, he you know, found like somebody else who can communicate with animals via spell and was like, I got a lot of pain. So they took him to the fantasy vet and they removed the rib. And they put the rib in like the little thing to go to pathology, but somewhere along the way, like a really inefficient, pretty bad vet tech, like new on the job, didn't know what to do with it. They ended up just throwing it away. And then I think that these assassins just happened to find it.
Okay.
They were like, look, a rib. And the donkey's fine. He recovered very, very well. He did find shelter from the storm. That's a non-issue. Stitched him up, recovered. It was only like 2 nights in veterinary ICU, and now he's good, pulling wheelbarrows.
Pushing?
Anthony.
Pulling?
He's pushing. He's pushing. You wanted me to clarify.
You've got 2 assailants chasing down an innocent bystander whose name is Frank Hanzanetti. And this guy's only sin is being a carriage driver on the wrong night with the wrong passengers in the back of his fantasy Uber.
Yeah.
He's never done any other sins.
Nothing at all.
Literally
his whole life.
Jesus, he is.
Okay.
Is this the second coming?
The Virgin Mary, born without original sin.
Frank Hanzanetti is touched by grace, and I would like you to tell me what happens to Frank Hanzanetti after he runs away from these banditos.
Does he make it?
No longer touched by grace, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I want you to tell me, Anthony.
I can tell you what
Frank Hanzanetti's fate lies in your hands.
Okay. So he's running away, and they're literally only chasing him because he was there, like wrong time, wrong place. Like
that's what Garion said.
That's what Garion
witnessed
said.
it.
Their code.
Okay.
No witnesses. You gotta, clean up all the loose ends. I get it.
So Frank is running, like he takes a hard right. He's about to lose them. For a fact this man is going to get away. He's been touched by the grace of the Lord. He's been exercising as best he can every single Sunday afternoon after his church meeting. Yeah, like, he exercises both his demons and his and real demons. He is a man of the cloth. He knows what's going on. He has done no wrong. He's gonna make it. He's just on, like, full of muscle, full of the Lord. The light is with him. He can see it, but in front of him, he is running full steam ahead, and he slips on donkey poop that wouldn't have been there had the donkey died that day. And he falls, and they get him, my friend. They get him, and they steal. Wow. They take his family watch that has his family motto on it, which is we're perfect and better than everyone else. So of course you all know that.
Yeah. His family motto is we're perfect and better than anyone else. Of course you know that.
But the thing is, it's accurate. They're not humble. They're great.
Listen, if you've been touched by the Lord, you don't have to be humble.
That's right. So yeah, so they get him.
I do not consent to be touched by the Lord.
I was gonna say, like, who's Grace and why is she touching people?
The 2 assailants walk back to the carriage with a sharpened donkey rib and the splintered half of a wheelbarrow handle dripping with blood. One of them is holding.
At least he got to meet Jesus now.
One of them is holding a fantasy chronometer in one hand and is trying to shake driblets of blood off it. And he's looking, he's like, man, Frank, you got the goo on it. I told you to watch where you're going with that wheelbarrow handle. And the other guy says, hey, man, hey, why don't you shut the fuck up? You're the reason we don't have any swords, dipshit. Now, we got to get back to the wagon. Come on, hurry up. They're going to see something. They walk to the wagon and they open the door. And they look at the 2 inhabitants, and there's a moment where, despite the joking, despite the fantasy chronometer and the wheelbarrow handle and the sharpened donkey rib, it almost seems a little bit sad as they stare at 2 people on the inside of the carriage. The inside of the carriage.
You got
it. Cabbage? Did you say cabbage?
There's an older inside this cabbage. That has
is
been
it like in Cinderella with the pumpkin?
It's like
that.
You know what it is? It's exactly like Cinderella. Instead of a pumpkin, it's a cabbage. Inside this
cabbage.
The Shrek onion also.
It's the Shrek cabbage. Inside the Shrek cabbage is an older tutor wearing a tutor's outfit with, like a white cravat and like a black jacket. He's super dead. He's been pinned to the side of the cabbage and is bleeding from multiple stab wounds. But sitting slumped in the seat next to him is an older man with a just shattered face, just completely beaten in because the guy with the wheelbarrow handle just doesn't know when to stop. He just kind of goes until the screams turn wet.
Ooh.
And these two assassins look at this figure, and one of them says, I'm not quite sure how do we tell which one it is. And the other guy says, you fucking ding dong, look at his head. That's the guy. And we pan and turn to see a head of flaming red hair that is slumped across the side of this instructor.
Oh, did Floon die?
No, not Floon.
They're always confusing Floon for Rainier. Or it's one of like Rainier's fucking cousins or brothers or
racist.
whatever,
There's so many
because he's
gingers in the
killing
world.
everybody.
Ariel.
There only
That's
seems to be
racism.
2 in this
Oh my
fantasy
god, they
land, in
my-
case
killed
you haven't
Ron
noticed.
Weasley.
Like
Oh
the
my
fact
God,
that
it's Ed
Floon has the red
Sheeran.
hair, they just...
My favorite part about that.
Do you have any comedic, I'm sorry, go ahead. You were going to say something.
My favorite part about that TikTok is going to be Jess's punchline over Diana's ceaseless monologue the entire time.
I was trying to point out that like everybody always sees Floon's hair and assumes it's Rainier Neverember, so like they must be the only 2 fucking redheads in all of Waterdeep is what I was getting at. Like otherwise, who would make that assumption?
You guys have only encountered a select group of people in Waterdeep, and I'm intentionally circling back familiar faces so that I don't have to invent an entire city's worth of fucking people.
Can you invent an entire city's worth of gingers to make up for the fact that there's only 2 of them right now?
I will work on it. All right, we're going to fade open to you, Ding Dongs. After the events of the City of the Dead in our last episode, what would you guys have done / where do you want to start today? I've got some events like sort of planned out for this episode roughly, but I'm curious as to what you guys would have done, what other leads you might want to investigate before we get going on that. If you'll remember, you've got Arnold's packet of letters mentioning some correspondence between Lady Yala Gralhund and a Xanathar guild member named Gnarl. There is Dustin Frewn, who tried to poison Tess, who just bought a rival tavern somewhere around Trollskull Alley that you could investigate. There has been several mentions of a goldfish quest, both from Evan Stokesworth and Dustin Ego, and then also later by Jess Apostrophe, aka the Black Viper, the best cat burglar in Waterdeep.
I don't want to speak for the group, but I kind of want to check out this whole rival tavern because Garath is very proprietary over his whole money thing.
I want to open the packet of letters because we've had it for like 100 months, approximately.
So Arnold opened the letters last time, and maybe a couple episodes ago, and learned that Lady Yala Gralhund was communicating directly with the Xanathar Guild about buying land in the Harbor District, which was curious because if you might not remember in some of our cases.
I actually do remember this.
I don't really remember this.
Yala Gralhund was also actively sponsoring Ursula Floxen, and he was living in her home. Ursula Floxen was proudly a member of the Zentarim, which is the rival gang faction to the Xanathar Guild, and this is the sort of like bubbling gang war tension. So Lady Yala Gralhund is playing both sides.
She's bisexual.
She is bisexual, especially during Fright Month.
Oh yeah, I'm all about that.
Love that for her.
So let me clarify. I want to kill her because she annoys me, not because the bisexual thing.
Don't worry, I'll cut it.
Literally by erasure.
If I kill, I guess. Yeah. But Mel wouldn't know her sexuality unless like she hit on her. So anyway, I think Mel probably.
My head is empty.
Mel probably wouldn't really care. I think she's maybe a little curious about the goldfish thing because it keeps coming up, but also I think she would just end up going with where the rest of the ding-dongs went, since she ends up always having to save them somehow.
Arnold, like looking around, would I see like posters or anything like advertisements for I'll Be Back? Like maybe they're having a show. Like, do they have entertainment there that maybe?
Oh yeah, no. You guys have been seeing posters for I'll Be Back all over Trollskull Alley for at least a week.
Okay, so I mean, Arnold would just like want to go check out the competition as far as music and see like what if anyone's been trying to steal his music, since obviously he's been playing in Trollskull for a while now, and people seem to be enjoying it. So why would anyone even be considering going elsewhere?
You just want to steal.
Have we made the joke that back is BACH, like Bach, and they only play?
Oh, I make that
classical
joke
music?
literally all the time. Anytime anybody says "I'll be back" to me, I always tell them I'll be Beethoven.
Oh,
I'd be Mozart.
Okay. At the end of one of the alleys in Trollskull, very close to Trollskull Tavern itself, I might add, it's only like 3 blocks away. There is a dilapidated, leaning tavern with a hastily scribbled sign over the top that says "I'll be back" in handwritten paint. And there are 2 windows in the front that have shutters that are crooked and leaning. They're stained a mottled green and white. The door is open, and there is the familiar sound of a lute being played on the inside. As you walk in, you are all struck by the eerie sensation of being not quite home, but not quite somewhere else, because this place is built exactly like Trollskull Manor. The bar is in exactly the same space. It's smaller and much more cramped. It has a bookstore on one side with 3 bookshelves and like a little coffee counter that's stained with coffee rings. And at the far end of the tavern room proper, there is a stage with, oh my God, Arnold, literally a hack on stage. Like somebody with a hook hand is strumming this lute, singing at the top of their lungs, and it sounds horrible. And as you walk in, a disinterested halfling walks up and greets you without looking and says, "Welcome to I'll Be Back. What do you want?"
Oh, God.
They have the loft that Diana has. The Mel has.
You know what's hilarious is there is a hole in the drywall at the upper end of the ceiling where clearly somebody has tried to put the bird's nest and it has fallen off the wall.
What encyclopedias do they have up there, though?
Do they have a cow? Instead of a cow, they have like just a goat.
I feel like we stepped into the multiverse.
They do not have a cow.
Can we get 4 seats at the bar?
Yeah, go on, sit down. Do whatever you want. I don't care.
But also, Gareth, like if we ever wanted to expand, maybe we could just like take these people out since they're already laid out the same way as ours. Just throwing that out there.
We could be like a chain.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
So true.
You guys belly up.
We'll have to fix like the crow's nest thing though, because I'm gonna need one of those here too. But I don't know. Just think about it. Might be kind of cool to have too. You'll have to run them both, obviously, so you think about it. But
nobody but me could.
You guys belly up to the bar. There is a surly-looking bartender with a scar on his face and a dirty white apron that's smeared like almost a gray and green from like grease that he like wipes across his chest as he walks up to you, and he picks up 4 plastic cups from beneath him and slams them on the bar, and then takes a jug of dusty water and just sort of like sloshes it over the top. He says, "Welcome to I'll Be Back. What's up? My name's Baba. What can I get for you? What do you want?"
How much is the water that you just poured?
Oh, water's free, bro. Don't even worry about it.
Is his name is Baba?
Garath laughs to himself, looks over to Arnold, and go like, "These guys are never going to make any money."
Yeah, no standards here.
Yeah, it's Baba. Yeah, Bobba. Baba. That's my name. What are you drinking aside from water, which is free, by the way? Don't even stress it. There's also entertainment over there. You can hear we've got some of the finest musicians in Waterdeep. And then if you're in the literary mood, we've got a library. And I can tell you right now that's somebody that nobody else in this area has, this sort of library, bar, coffee shop, entertainment scenario. I've been ordered to tell you that is sort of a fresh, unique experience that only we here at I'll Be Back can offer you.
Alex, how far away from the door are we? Like,
I think it's like 15, maybe 20 feet. It's not a very deep bar.
Okay, like as he says, best entertainment, like Arnold is just like immediately like shudders and casts minor illusion on their sign outside and says, "Just please go to Trollskull," with an arrow.
Okay, yeah, I think there's you flick your wrist and then a passerby outside who happens to be walking down the street looks up and goes, "What the fuck? That sign just changed. That's crazy." Well, okay, Trollskull, good to know.
Garath is gonna ask for like a really hard to make mixed drink.
which is
Yeah, can I get Dracula's grandmother's twisted nipple, please?
oh man of
Is that off the cuff, or did you just have that like queued up?
Yeah, I did improv in high school.
so,
Sounds like
man of discerning taste. All right, yeah, grandmother's Dracula's twisted nipple coming right up. You want that up or on ice?
On down, actually.
Yeah, man, you got it, whatever. Cool. This guy reaches behind him and starts pulling things out of a cupboard and a fridge that's sort of like built into the bar. Garath, roll me a perception check, please.
Perception check, huh?
Yeah.
Ugh. 12.
All right. He starts pulling ingredients that you are pretty sure actually belong in a Dracula's grandmother's twisted nipple. He's grabbing bat wings. He's grabbing grenadine. He's grabbing boiled
Nipples.
You know what? He grabs a quart container of fresh nipples, and they look
Great.
really
They're
good. They're still wet. So like
Oh.
high bar.
Gives him a few good twists.
He shakes it all together. He strains it twice. He adds an egg white foam and then a lemon custard on top, and then he blow torches it so that it looks a little bit like burnt skin, and then he slides it over to you. So, Garion, he slides this drink over to you, and much to your and I'm guessing Arnold's chagrin, it looks pretty good.
I would like to place an order, please.
Yeah, what's going on? What can I get for you?
I would like sangria, but I would like for it to be served in a bowl. I want the bowl to be yellow. I want the bowl to be sitting on top of another bowl, but that bowl to be full of mac and cheese. As garnish, I would like freshly picked lavender. I would like a single blade of Kentucky bluegrass.
Oh, yeah, Kentucky bluegrass doesn't grow in this climate. Nice try, trickster.
Well, this is you problem. Already I'm unhappy. Cost.
I think you get to mac and cheese, Jess, when you hear a familiar voice come from the stairs that you now know exist beneath the bar, clearly leading to like a storage cellar or something, that says, well, if it isn't my proprietors and competition. And stepping up from the stairs beneath the bar, you see the familiar face of Dustin Frewn. He is wearing an elegant cloak with a golden clasp kind of thrown across his shoulder and rings on every finger. He looks like every douchebaggy restaurant owner you've ever seen. And he puts both his hands on the bar in front of you and says, well, I'm glad you could finally make it to the superior establishment.
Mel is going to kind of just look at him because last time she kind of scared him a little bit. That's what she does. Just to kind of look at him, and I assume Josh Pad is like there too.
Josh Pad is there. Josh Pad doesn't love the way this place smells, not in a menacing way, but it kind of stinks.
Yeah, and she's just gonna kind of look around and be like, "This is not competition. This is like the Wish.com version."
I was gonna say Trollskull
This is
from
like
Wish.
saying Burger King is competing with McDonald's. Like, sure, technically. They're competing, but we're winning.
I'm not familiar with either of those establishments. They must not have anything to do with ALB Back, the premier library, live entertainment, bar, and coffee shop in Waterdeep. But I'm glad that you all finally saw your senses and came to visit. Is there anything that I can do for you, or are you just here to spy and steal some of my trade secrets?
Have you noticed that this place looks like a lot like our place? That, you know, like the library thing, that hole in the wall that's supposed to be something else. Like it's looking awfully familiar. It feels like a little bit like deja vu in here.
Oh.
You know what, Jess? I'm gonna let that one. I'm gonna let that one go. I'm gonna let that one go because of my love for you and what you've done for this show. So instead, I will say, it's funny that you should mention it does have a shocking similarity to an establishment in the area. But if you go to City Hall and you check the blueprints, my establishment was named before yours. So technically, you are the imposters and I am the original. And then he leans forward and he whispers, he says, I got them to change the dates on all of your blueprints here, so you guys are the imposters. He seems really proud of himself.
Matter, we're still doing it better.
If you think that's cool, rearranging the numbers on documents, I'm going to rearrange the rib cage, the bones in your body.
I'm gonna rearrange the rib cage.
Listen, I'm
My
gonna be
favorite
so
Rage
honest.
Against the Machine song.
I'm gonna be so honest. When I said rearrange, the immediate next words were going to be your guts, and then I realized
This is a family show, exactly. And then also,
I realized
it's gonna sound like you're gonna fuck this guy.
To fuck him, yeah.
Maybe he's into that. It's
You can
Pride.
accept this, and I swear to God.
Pride month. He might be into it. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Bestie, give me a perception check, please, while you're standing there with Josh Pat. Oh, by the way, Baba says, hey, do you want a bowl of water for your dog? I mean, like, dogs are totally welcome here. We don't even need to see a certificate of, like, animal handling, anything like that. Doesn't have to be a service animal. We love all animals. Cats, dogs, rats, parakeets. Bring them all in. That's what we always say.
Even people that don't love animals love JPZ. But, no, I think he's good. You said perception, Bestie?
I did, please.
God, I hope they don't have, like, bees in this tavern.
They got a lot of shit in this tavern. There might be bees here.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe not.
Oh.
17.
Ooh, 17 is quite good.
And I'm not even drinking. It's like that ad we did, Bestie.
That's right. Everybody, Libris Arcana cured
Alcoholism.
Diana of her alcoholism, canonically. You see Dustin Frewn's eyes dart over your left shoulder. And then while he turns back to Garath to sort of carry on his bravado, you turn and see a familiar face sitting at one of the tables behind you. It is the face of Mikey, one of the half-elves from the Xanathar Guild during your time in the sewers, way back when. You guys went into the sewers. That's where you met Tim, the baby beholder. They're one of the thugs that belongs to Sylvie's gang sect of the Xanathar Guild was named Mikey. He was a half elf. He had platinum blonde shaved head, and he wore mesh tank tops, very similar to what he's wearing now as he sits at the table drinking a mug of what you assume to be ale, and he's reading a comic book.
The Woodkin.
No, he's reading a comic book.
Which comic book?
It's called Deathless. It's written by Anthony LaFauci and Steve Wildcard. It's fucking fantastic,
Beautiful.
and if you haven't checked it out, you fucking should.
That's exactly what I wanted to happen. Thank you.
Yeah. We were all waiting on it.
Absolutely.
Does he see me?
He
or
does
anyone?
not. No, he takes a big old gulp of his ale and spills a liberal amount of it on his mesh shirt, which is fucking gross, but he doesn't seem to notice. Oh yeah, it's a mesh tank top that he's wearing.
Oh, what color?
Black.
It's hot. I love it.
I mean, it is Pride, so.
I love it. Yeah. Tess just yells across the room, "Hey, I like your shirt."
Say, like, is Tess gonna like go hit on him or before?
No, she just likes his shirt.
Oh,
I think he looks at you, Tess, and sort of raises an eyebrow, and then he gives you a nod, just sort of like a chin jerk.
Is he also kind of into it? I'm here for this romance.
I mean, that would require an insight check from somebody, but he very well might be.
Tess just waves. She's completely clueless.
Fuck yeah, love it.
I think so. When he kind of looked at Tess, did he recognize any of the rest of us?
He didn't seem to outwardly.
So even though he's like chilling and just reading a comic book, I think that because of the association with Sylvie, that would immediately kind of put Mel on edge, and you know, maybe she's kind of keeping track of surroundings more, paying a little bit more attention to how Josh Pat's reacting to stuff. And she is going to, who's sitting by me?
As far as your party?
Yeah, we're in a line, right?
Yeah,
like,
so I imagine you're sitting next to Arnold and Tess, and then you got Garath at the end, who's probably arguing with Dustin Frewn about fucking something.
So Tess wouldn't know this, so I'm gonna have to hit Arnold, and just kind of like pull him close to say, hey, that's one of Sylvie's goons. we might just want to, I don't know, get out of here sooner rather than later.
I think Tess would lean in and be like, "What are we whispering about?"
I think
know
we're in
someone
danger.
we know, but we're not good friends with that guy.
No, he's
Okay.
not one of Arnold's best friends.
Okay, he's an acquaintance. Got it.
Whoa. That's a big deal.
So
Gareth, what are you talking to Dustin about? Just while this whispering conversation is happening.
Just like stupid, benign shit. I'm like,
Kentucky
your
bluegrass.
guys' glasses are inefficiently shaped.
Okay. You guys, so you're really dialing down into the micros of running an establishment.
Oh yeah.
All right. Dustin Frewn pulls out a beat to shit POS sheet and starts taking you through the food cost. Meanwhile, Dianna and Arnold, are you going to approach this guy at the table, or are you going to leave him be for now?
So as much as Mel's a little murdery, she's always not been like, she doesn't look for the altercations. They just sort of happen.
Sure.
So really she's just gonna stand up and say, you know what? I've seen enough. We should go. And she's gonna kind of hope that at this point, Garath knows enough about her to like pick up on the fact that there might be a reason why she's doing that.
Okay. Dustin Frewn says with a smirk, "Well, I'm sure you'll be back after all. There's no other establishment in the area that sort of offers our exact brand of live entertainment, literary offerings, food and beverage, and of course, the best music in Waterdeep." And it's at that exact moment where the guy with the hook hand on stage tears his G-string with his thong and his pants fall down.
His
leg
what?
flops out.
What?
That
was a wild ride.
Explain.
Let's walk that back and start over.
No, that was perfect. I loved it. Don't change
It's
anything.
the G-string
No, I
of his
got the
lute.
G-string of the lute, and then that I understood and was like, okay, that's kind of a funny bit. And then there was a thong.
Yep.
Yeah, and
He
then
tore his G-string with his thong.
How?
you threw me off with the thong, and I'm like, whoa, and then you
That's
just
where
like uppercut with the big floppy penis. That really KO for me there.
Okay. You all leave.
Wait, before we leave, I wanted to ask Dustin one thing before we leave.
Please.
Because he says, you know, like, oh, with the best entertainment. I was like, okay, we get it. You stole all of our stuff. But how did you, I just need to know for myself, how did you steal the ghosts? Like,
you know what's funny, Arnold, is as you say that, the stool next to you shifts about 6 inches to the left. And Dustin Frewn
It's
raises
just
an
Tess
eyebrow.
pushing it. She just nudges it with her foot.
Dustin Frewn says, it's actually pretty easy to get haunted if you know who to piss off the right way.
okay.
Honestly, I believe it. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it. He even stole ghosts. We get it. Let's get out of here. I can't wait to leave a fantasy Yelp review.
I'd like my mac and cheese sangria to go, please.
You know what? Actually, Baba hands you a to-go container of mac and cheese. There's a quart of sangria with orange and lemon slices in it, and he has, wrapped in plastic wrap, 2 blades of grass that it looks like he went outside and plucked out of an alleyway.
I love it.
I
It's
do
not
actually
Kentucky
like.
bluegrass.
I admire the commitment. Like yeah, they're a rival and they suck, but like this dude seems committed to giving a good.
Does he
customer
want a
service
job?
Experience.
Maybe we'll pay him better than he's currently getting paid.
Okay, all right. And lights up. What do you say to Baba, Jess?
Baba. Well, I'm not. I just look like Garath, and I'm like, he seems pretty good. Do we want him? Can we keep him?
He seems he seems much more competent than Floon, but he also seems competent enough to realize that we don't pay Floon very well.
Listen, bro, I'm going to cut right to the chase. If you want me to come work for you, I'm willing to discuss terms. But you're going to have to deal with this guy because he hired me personally, and I signed a contract with him. So that one's going to be, you're going to have to deal with that.
Okay,
Let's make another ghost here.
guys, team huddle. Let's kill
No,
him.
we're not gonna. Oh, okay, you are on board. Nice, I love it. I love it.
We have a great pension plan too. When you get to retirement age, we just fucking kill you.
Whoa, hey.
I have
Nah.
to wait that long.
We have a great severance package where we severance your head from your body.
Very sever your body.
Okay, let's move away from
Cut
the
out
tavern.
all of that.
We'll come back to Baba the bartender some other time when I've got the rest of his character fleshed out. So, you guys have
Fleshed out.
You guys have a key with runes inscribed across the top and the teeth that are formed into the blades of a windmill. My question to you as a party is, how do you go about finding who made this key? What resources in the city do you turn to?
Really quick, I just want to go back to Jess saying fleshed out with the intonation like it was a pun, when in reality
of the
all she really
severing.
did was just repeat what Alex just said.
No, I got it because
Because of the severing of the flesh.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
sure.
The
funny,
body
and
meat.
You missed the joke, Garion. How about
Okay.
that?
I'm in the wrong, man. That's on me. Now about this gosh darn key.
God, this would be so much easier if I could remember any of the fucking things we've gone
Well,
to in
do we have any books in our library that might be of help?
Ooh.
Yeah, totally. You've got a small reference section built with books about the city and the tradesmen and the various guilds that operate in the city. You feel like that would be a good start. There are also a number of public libraries in the city that you could reach out to. And there are the tradesmen of your alleyway, of which there are several shops and artisans that might be able to point you in the right direction.
Well, I'm trying to
like that
remember. I
Garath
don't
thought of-
remember all. Oh, there's with Sean the Gorilla. They might know.
There is Wicked
Because
Wares and Wiles with
that's
Sean
where
the
we
Gorilla.
went to show the stuff that you thought that we were just gonna sell, and then we'd get the money that we needed, but we made your life hell, and that was fun for me. But anyway, they were able to appraise that, so I think that, I mean, they might know.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
true. I mean, they recognize the mighty, what was it?
The Mallard Duck.
Stupid fucking duck or whatever.
Oh, the Mallard of Madness.
Mallard of Madness. I
Oh,
remember
yeah,
that
yeah,
too.
Stupid fucking duck.
But
I was
also-
close.
That was real close, actually. But also, Garath loves Sean the Gorilla, so
Sean the Gorilla is my favorite character. Canonically.
So, walking to the doors of Wicked Wares and Wiles, you see that there is a fresh coat of paint on the doors, spread from the bottom to the top. It is a beautiful shade of teal, trimmed with gold and a brass handle. The sign on the side of the store is still a series of W's, each more decrepit and leaning than the last. Wicked is in bright brass letters. Wares is slightly more peeled, and you can tell is painted wood. And then Wiles is basically paper straws that somebody has twisted into being a word.
Are they all in different fonts, like live, laugh, love?
They are in different fonts. Yeah, Wicked is in big bubble letters, like a big happy from a happy birthday. And then Wares and Wiles are in two separate fonts. You open the door to see Tess. Pick a number, 1 through 3.
3.
You see a gnome shoot up onto a stool. He's got a close-cropped brown beard and a dope red hat cocked jauntily askew on his head, and he says, "Welcome to Wicked Wares and Wiles, where we weasel our way through Wimbledon and other wascally rapscallions. My name is Daniel. What can I do for you?"
Arnold starts clapping immediately. Like that was wonderfully done.
Thank you. I've worked
Wonderfully.
on it
I like
for
that.
a long time. What can I do for you?
Hey, hello, Daniel. We have a thing that we're trying to. We don't know what it is.
we found something, and we thought that you might be able to help us figure out exactly what it is, because we're just not sure. And you guys seem to know a lot about, Wicked Wares and Wiles.
There is a counter in
Yes.
front of this gnome. It's
Bring
littered with books and tomes. There's a couple of inscriptions carved into the countertop in front of him, various candles that look relatively important. And without a second thought, Daniel backhands every piece of it off the desk with a grand flourish and slaps the countertop and says, "Put it right here. I've never been more excited to look at something. Please, I'm literally desperate."
Yeah, we put
He
the
reaches
two
into
in
his
P.
reaches into his shirt and pulls out a thick pair of horn-rimmed glasses and sets them on the bridge of his nose and then pushes them all the way to the end of his nose so that he can look over them at you.
Tess is wearing it as a necklace. She is like
just like on the side as he's like doing his flourish or whatever. She just wants to nudge Tess and say, "Do not eat anything in here."
What if I want to eat the gnome?
Don't eat the gnome.
But I'm having a hot gnome summer.
Then why would
She
you
wants him rotisserie.
I want him roasted.
Yeah, it's like a hot dog summer.
Okay, Tess, you are wearing this
Weird.
key like
Don't
a
eat 'em.
necklace.
Yeah, because I have a tendency to lose things, especially
sure.
keys. So I'm wearing it as a necklace, and I braid it out of grass. And I didn't even fucking eat it. It's a snack. It's like a candy necklace to me. And so I have it here, but it's attached to me. So I like place I didn't make a clasp. So I kind of like place my neck awkwardly on the table.
I like to think that you wove this necklace while wearing it and then realized you couldn't get it off.
Yeah. She's like, I made it so I couldn't lose it. So like, here you go.
Okay. You plunk this on the table. Daniel the gnome peers through his thick Coke bottle, horn-rimmed glasses, and makes a series of muttering sounds to himself. Yes. Oh, interesting. Okay. He reaches beneath the countertop and pulls out a book and starts flipping through it. And Garath and Arnold, you immediately recognize this book as the Waterdeep Yellow Pages. This is not an arcane tome. He's not. Yes, please.
Why would I recognize that?
Because you've seen the book on doorsteps as you walk through the city.
Ah.
This is not an arcane tome. This is not a library book that he has borrowed to help him reference things. He's pulling out the fucking Google search book and he's flipping through it. And while he's doing that, he's sort of babbling to you, Tess, and making excuses. Oh, yeah. So what this is it's curious, these markings. It's the runes. It's always, you got to look at the runes that are, yes, I think that this magnificent piece of artisan craftsmanship was made by the famous keymaker, Lena Ulmar. Lena Ulmar. That is what my intuition and knowledge is telling me.
It was made by someone named okay. Guys, apparently it was made by someone named Lean Over. I don't know if that's like a place or a person. Right? I can trust you, right? You know what you're doing. You have all these books, you have glasses. I think he knows what he's doing.
Where can we find Lena Umar?
Lena's shop is in the Trades Ward. It is on Fireswept Way, right at the intersection of Alabama Junction, just as it turns south onto Sword Street.
Did Mel also see that?
Sorry, just as it turns north onto Sword Street. Sorry.
So can Arnold, because Arnold would recognize what's going on. He knows it's a phone book. So can he just say like, oh, is that the only key maker in the area, Mr. Daniel, or are there others?
There are a number of key makers in the great grand city of Splendors, Waterdeep. However, there is only one who infuses their work with runes and enchantments. Okay. And then he takes his glasses off, and Arnold, you see a little bit of the facade drop from his face, and he says, "It's really cool though. I saw one of these keys as a party, and it opened a door, and behind the door was a room of beer. And I don't even mean in kegs. It was a room of liquid beer.
As opposed to solid beer?
Yeah, ding dong, as opposed to solid beer.
You have solid beer in your shop, because that sounds interesting. Like a lollipop of beer.
I do have a flagon of everlasting frozen beer in the back. Are you interested?
I am.
Do you have in powder form? Because sometimes I just want to snort my beer.
Snort your beer.
I've got a different kind of powder in the back, and that's the sort of separate.
Yeah? Flour?
Separate transaction.
You're a baker. We get it.
I'm real intrigued.
You're a baker.
It's called
Daniel fucking loves
Skeleton.
gay.
It's fun dip.
I'm here for that.
Okay, so you have a name and you have an address. Lena Ulmar, their shop is in the Trades Ward.
Is that what he was getting from the phone book? Like, can Mel see that it's a phone book? Can she?
Yeah,
see what
straight up. He just Googled it. He went to
everything?
Keysmiths and then picked the top entry.
I wouldn't know that it's a phone book.
My boy Daniel the Gnome
Is
smart.
she actually, like, for real the only one who imbued magic into it, or?
Well, this is something that I can tell a character who can read. So I'll tell Arnold instead. Arnold, underneath Lena's name, You see a number of other entries underneath, like keysmiths, but Lena's name has the most symbols or sigils next to it. You assume it to mean like the number of services that they offer at the shop.
Okay.
They have
like a bunch of emojis after her name.
Yeah, it's got like a poo emoji and then like a thumbs up emoji and then an eggplant and then water droplets. And then everybody else only has the poo emoji. So clearly this is a shop of renown.
Before we actually go into the shop, can I request a pee break?
Yeah, let's take a break and then we'll come back and finish it. What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to yet another fabulous episode of Critically Stupid. Thank you for making it to the mid-roll. You're halfway there, probably. I don't know when this is going to fall in the episode, but roughly halfway. Welcome to the announcements portion of the show. Give me just a couple of seconds of your time. I'll have you right back into the good stuff. For legal purposes, I, Barrister Alexander James, am required to tell you legally that we are playing Waterdeep, Dragon Heist, an official Dungeons & Dragons licensed module written by Chris Perkins, Scott Fitzgerald Gray, Kim Mohan, and Michelle Carter. If you or any of your beer-drinking homies, your whisking-swilling thugs, your wine-snobbery imbibing book club would like to get into D&D, I highly recommend you go to dnd.wizards.com. Check out all the alcohol-based accessories they've got for you there. They've got coasters that open up a portal and suck your beverage in so that you're left with nothing. They've got coffee tables that are made from real coffee that look pretty but are devilishly difficult to drink. And, of course, they've got beer kegs that are the size of town halls. They're massive. They have to wheel them in on a barge like King Kong. I don't know how they wheel barges, but they figured it out, and it's cool. dnd.wizards.com. Check out all the cool stuff they've got for you there. If you would like to end up as a character on our show, you might have heard some of the names coming through the episode so far. If you want to be one of those cool meat puppets, you can tweet us, tag us in a post on TikTok or Instagram. Let us know what you think of the show. Let us know what you think of the most recent episode. Let us know if there's anything we can do to make it better for you. We're always listening. We're always hungry for that feedback. But you can end up as a character in the show. Characters like Lena Ulmar. Lena is at Lena Hopes. I'll put the tag across the screen here for the YouTube viewers. Lena has been doing an amazing job tweeting at the show and letting everybody know that they're catching up on the episode. So, Lena, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed your Keymaster. I think they might come back because it's a pretty handy character for me to have in my back pocket. But, yeah, Lena Ulmar at Lena Hopes on Twitter. Thank you so much for tweeting at the show, and I hope you enjoy. As always, we're doing that big YouTube subscription push, trying to get to that magical number of 1,000 subscribers. As of recording, we just crossed 400, so we're doing good work. You guys are doing awesome. If you could tell somebody who you think might like the show about us, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I would sincerely appreciate it if you could recommend the channel to a friend who you think might like our sort of like best friends improvised D&D based humor. I would also appreciate that. Anything you can do to get us bumped up in the algorithm and put in front of new listeners who might like us, who might join the show, you would have our undying gratitude for it, honestly. That cannot be overstated. All right, I think that's all I got. Keep it real short for you today. You enjoy the episode. You're about to hear the dulcet tones of a delightful Libris Arcana ad, so keep your ears peeled, and I'll catch you on the flip side, all right? I love you, and you take it squeezy out there. Bye.
Hey, everybody. I'm the Libris Arcana spokesperson, and I'm here to talk to you about our newest campaign. Libris Arcana is running for president, and I'm here to tell you about our new and up-and-coming policies. Number 1, government-mandated dice, right to your door every month. Is it free? Nope, but with code STUPID20 at checkout, you sure do get a discount on it. Now, Secretary of State Alexander James, take it away. What are some other policies that are up and coming here?
Thank you so much for asking, Gary. It's great that you throw it to me. Another thing that Libris Arcana is enacting is, in addition to the sort of like you pay dice for your door subscription, we are going to offer that subscription can be canceled at any time for free. If you want just the one set of really badass Libris Arcana dice that you see that are dropping in a particular month, you can sign up for the subscription, get that one set, and then cancel. And there's no fees, there's no hidden charges. You don't have to talk to an actual person. You can just cancel, and it's perfectly fine. And you just get that one set of dice delivered straight to your door. In addition to that, we are going to be giving every public school teacher a 4,000% raise sort of day one. And we're going to slash the Department of Defense budget by about 50%, sort of like generally speaking. Now,
And
to
for
talk
good
about...
measure,
Please.
yeah, for good measure, we are raising the rent of single mothers by 600%.
And to talk more about raising the rent of single mothers by 600%, specifically how it pertains to Libris Arcana dice, I'm going to throw it to the future Pentagon chief, 5-star general, Anthony LaFauci. Anthony?
You want me to talk about why we're raising the rent?
For single mothers specifically.
For single mothers specifically.
Thanks to Libris Arcana. So here's the thing. It was my fault. You can blame me. I unfortunately rolled a solid 1. They were like, Anthony, if you roll this D20, if you roll a 20, they have to pay no money. You roll a 1, it might go bad. Now, I unfortunately wasn't using Libris Arcana dice. That was my mistake. So in order to rectify that,
it was crazy. I asked him to roll a dice for how high we would raise the rent of single mothers, and I was like, just roll this D20, and we'll either raise it by 1% or 20%. And he rolled a 600. I have never seen anything like it before in my life.
Now, to talk to an issue near and dear to her heart, we're actually going to go to future White House correspondent Dianna, and she's going to talk about how she rolled for the Old Dogs to a Good Home project that she rolled on the Libris Arcana dice. Dianna, do you want to talk about the Old Dogs to a New Home project?
Yeah, so amazing thing. It was only a D20, but somehow I rolled 100. So crazy. I mean, that's every dog that needs a home gets a home. Thanks to Libris Arcana. We're hoping that'll offset the whole raising the rents on the single mother. That's actually how we're subsidizing the program, but it's like buried. You know how like in bills it's like buried underneath all this other stuff. It's like buried in there that's how we're affording it, because I like dogs more than children. I also like Libris Arcana. Stupid 20.
To step outside the bit briefly, you can go to LibrisArcana.com, use our exclusive discount code STUPID20 for 20% off anything site-wide. That's including the monthly dice sets, the hand-cast resin dice sets that they have, the metallic dice sets, and the D&D-based accessories. Libris Arcana truly has a really great range of products that they're delivering and making just for you in the community. So go check it out, LibrisArcana.com. Use our exclusive discount code STUPID20. And I'm gonna pass it down to Garion, the official spokesperson of Libris Arcana for president, to take us out. Garion?
Stepping back into the bit here, commit voter fraud, vote for Libris Arcana.
Done. We're out. Everybody has peed and feels refreshed, and Dianna is just lying to you.
Dianna needs to chew 5 gum, and then she would feel refreshed.
How it feels to chew 5 gum.
Okay, so
how it come to 5 feel chew.
What?
I'm having a stroke.
I was just about to ask, can you smile? Can you hold your arms out?
What's happening to everyone today?
I got too high trying to unclog my thing.
All right.
That's what's happening to me. I don't know what everybody else is experiencing.
In the trade ward, walking down the streets that I said earlier that I definitely remember right now, you see a shop on the corner with a large brass key hanging from cast iron chains over a glass door. There are a number of accolade stickers on the windows beside the door. Very current, which is a thing that not a lot of people think of. When you brag about your restaurant and you put a sticker in the window that says Best Restaurant 2017, guess what, bud? It's 2023 now. That was 5 years ago. Keep your stickers up to date.
I hate to
Maybe they weren't the best restaurant ever again.
In a game called Apex Legends, I have a sticker on my profile that says Season 3 wins 1, and it's currently Season 32, and it just keeps getting funnier.
Funnier? Yes, but nobody's buying dinner on your Apex Legends profile.
Fair point.
I just assumed they weren't Best Restaurant 2018, 19, 20, or any other year. They peaked in 2017, and that happens sometimes.
Honestly, me too.
But
right?
But honestly, this key shop did not peak in 2017. They peaked this year, and then last year, and then the year before that. The accolades lining this window are bountiful, and very well kept. Who's going in first? Gareth going in first. All right.
Yeah,
Gareth, you open the door, and a merry bell ching.
Are you having a stroke?
What's happening?
Remember that TikTok you were talking about of me beefing that sentence real hard?
That's an offensive term.
I know, like
Beefing. How would you feel if I said you completely human meated it?
confused, mostly.
Garath, you walk in the store and a bell chimes over the front door. The inside of this store is well kept and minimalist. There are a number of white tables, very well kept. The floor is swept, and there is a counter on one end that looks like an Apple Smart Bar. There's almost nothing on it except for a human teenager in a bright red shirt that says, "Hey, what's going on?"
The shirt says that?
How does
No,
the
human
shirt have
says
an
that.
accent? Oh, okay. Word.
Oh, come on.
The shirt says,
you
you know what?
shirt
The
says
shirt says, "Hey,
funky
what's going on?"
voice.
The shirt says,
Like
"Hey, what's going
parentheses,
on?"
funky Hey.
Hey.
The shirt's actually the employee. And the guy's just wearing.
It's, you know what? Yeah, there's a plastic teenage mannequin standing behind the desk, and Garath, a shirt opens its cloth mouth and says, "Hey, what's going on?"
So much better.
Yeah, I think that we fuck, hold on. What was the name of the person?
Lena.
It was like
Lena
Lana Del Rey.
Umar.
We're looking for Lana Del Rey, the key maker.
Hey, what's going on, Lena? I know that you are a member of our community NPC name pool, and you did a lot of effort to tweet at the show and tag us in a couple of posts. So what Garath has got going on here has nothing to do with you personally. He actually really appreciates you watching the show, and he's just a fuck up.
Hey, I'm not. Man, fuck you.
The shirt says, "Welcome to Lena Umar's famous key shop. What can I get going for you? Do you got a fob that you need?"
So is the shirt saying this like out loud, or is like the text on the shirt changing?
You know what? There's a mouth at the navel of the shirt that moves sort of like Sorting Hat style. Fuck J.K. Rowling. But then there is also like a scrolling bar of text over the top that is
like subtitles.
Live subtitles.
Ooh, great. Like the Star Wars text.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, I'm really into this shirt now.
Words.
It's God damn it, Karen.
Okay, anyway. Or actually, no, it's vomiting them out. That's way funnier.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so I'm looking for the key maker, Lana Del Rey.
You want an audience with Lena Umar? Well, you're going to need to produce something pretty spectacular to talk to the tradesmith herself. She doesn't give her presents around for nothing. Do you have a custom job that you need done? You got a fat pocket of gold in that busted ass jacket that you're wearing?
We just had a question.
You know what? I pull out my pocket of gold. Yes, but that's not yours.
Fair enough.
We just had a question for her, actually.
Yeah, we have. I don't want to say like we have a key because we definitely didn't buy it. So
I think the mouth addresses Mel and says, "It better be an interesting question." She doesn't really go for any of that boring
it
shit.
is an interesting question. It's definitely an interesting question. I can't share it with you, though. It's like specific for her.
You're going to have to give me a little of the juice to go and get her.
Do you want like apple juice?
Do you want one of us to wear you? Is this like are you coming on to us? What is happening?
You know what? Yeah, Slim Jim, come on over here and throw me over them bones.
I do it.
And then they fucked.
I consent immediately.
All right.
The shirt is your new best friend.
Arnold, you throw this shirt on and it like weirdly like loosens and tightens in all the right spots to fit you perfectly.
Okay, I love it.
And then it says,
"Arnold, that looks amazing on you."
It says, "Wow, wow, wow, flesh puppet, you got some good motor activity here. Let's go check it out." And he sort of like toy soldiers you across the shop floor a little bit.
I'm horrified.
This is terrifying. It's the best.
Garath is enamored. Make him do a flip.
You see the shirt like windmills Arnold's arms because all it can do is control the sleeves and the waist. It can't make him walk anywhere. And then this cloth mouth ripples. And Mel, actually, for a split second, you see cloth teeth buried way back in the fabric as it smiles in a grin and says, "Hey, let's go talk to Lena. This is pretty cool." And Arnold leads the way into the back.
I like to think that the shirt tickles whenever it talks, so Arnold just like giggles.
Pillsbury Doughboy.
All right, so Arnold, rocking the magic shirt, leads the way into the back. There's a small door that leads behind the desk, and then there's another door behind the desk that leads into the back. The back of Lena Ulmar's Enchanted Key shop is the polar opposite of the front. No part of it is minimalist, no part of it is clean, and there is definitely not an Apple Smart Bar.
But there is a sentient pair of pants.
There's a sentient pair of boxer shorts. No, I'm just kidding. The walls of this shop in the back of the store are 12 to 15 feet tall and covered with every form and fashion of key you've ever imagined in your life. There are long brass ones and tiny silver ones and big gold ones with gleaming rubies in the handle. There are countless plain bronze one that the average Waterdeepian would use to open up their homes. There are keys with custom handles and custom teeth, and there are keys on a whole swath of wall with runes. And in the middle of this shop is a table with a tiny hammer and chisel and an enchanting table, clearly meant to like carve enchanted runes onto a key. And spinning from the back wall, which is outlaid with books and pages on shelves, pages held by mugs and clear crystal goblets and, you know, bits of crockery. A woman spins to you. Her face is round and smiling. There are a set of deep imprinted goggles pressed deep into her face so that it pushes her eyes outward to look a little bit bulging. And she's wearing an apron that looks to be of hardy canvas, and she's holding 6 keys in one hand and 2 screwdrivers in the other somehow. And she turns and she says, "Oh, well, what's this? A little surprise, a little group, a little what's going on here. Hello, Sebastian, who have you brought me?" Oh shit, it's the shirt. Sorry, my bad.
Shirt.
Yeah, that's you, bro.
Yeah, that's me. I'm talking to myself
our
again.
name is Sebastian? Nice.
Hey, buddy, don't get surprised. That's me. And then the shirt tickles you under the ribs a little bit. Hey, Lena, these guys have a sweet question. And then one of them said that I could wear them as a meat puppet. So I said it would be worth it to come back here. So I'm just gonna ambulate this guy around the shop and do some weird shit. You don't mind yourself none. I'm gonna watch the shop. Arnold, you're gonna spend the rest of this encounter sort of pacing around the room, making yipping noises and windmilling your arms randomly.
I was going to do that anyway, so here we go.
Nice.
But he can't control the walking, right? Arnold's just doing that.
Arnold is controlling the walking, but I like to think that Arnold goes with it a little bit.
I would go with
Oh,
it.
he absolutely would.
Play it up, yeah.
Check.
All right.
Can I keep one ear on the conversation?
Of course, yeah. Let's say you move around the shop. But
Okay.
Mel and Tess, step into the spotlight. I want you two to run this one for me.
I think Tess would be like, I love this whole place. I love your whole vibe. I like this so much better than that clean, sterile bullshit. I like this key here. I like the red ruby, but I like that what you did with this one over here with the engraving and the green. And she's just like touching them all.
Darling, please don't touch. Don't be touching those keys. A lot of them are very dangerous. They do some stuff that you would not believe if you saw it with your own eyeballs. I do agree with you though that the front of the shop is not exactly as I would have it. That was Sebastian's idea. It was a little bit different before I brought him on to help me with the front of the shop. He said it would appeal to the youthful generation, and I said it's fine as long as it keeps me in the money, keeps me making all those sweet coins, and helps me in the back making these dope ass keys. But what question do you have? What can I do for you? Is it about a key? I love a key.
It is about a key.
You'll
about a key.
never believe this, but yes. We have sucked thee out. Sucked thee out. Oh, great
My
key
dear boy,
master.
oh, my dear boy, you've sucked me out in Pride Month nonetheless. All right.
All right, axe it. Get it out of the video. On.
We were told
yes.
that you were the person to see about this particular key that we found. We just don't know anything about it at all. And we're curious.
Well,
Yeah. Have you ever seen a key that had like a windmill thingy? Where the teeth are supposed to be, the part that goes in the lock, and then it twists, but it's like a windmill, but it's not spinning.
The bell part of the key. Yes, of course. I've never perhaps divulged information about a key that I've made, but I have made several with custom sort of insets and outlays that have been various blades. Might I see it, perhaps?
Yes. But it comes with my head, so I hope you're fine with that. And then she kind of just like plops her head on the table, but she forgets to take the key out.
Sure. So you just like
just her
slide
head.
your head sideways on the table like a wet flap of flesh, and
Yeah,
then there's
yeah.
the key.
She's like, here. And she's like face palms the table, but she doesn't take the key out.
Mel's
All right.
gonna like just lean over and like kind of slide the key
you.
out, and
It's just
be
like a.
don't mind.
It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
here.
like
All
don't mind her.
Lena,
She's just like this.
Lena picks up the key in one hand, and Mel, it's a very cursory inspection as she looks at it and says, yes, this is very familiar to me. A most delicious morsel made out of 24 karat gold, inscribed with some very special markings. And then, of course, customer requested the custom bell at the front with the windmill blades. And then there's a little surprise in the handle. Where did you come across this? This is a once in a lifetime opportunity to make, and I was very excited to make it.
I found it on the ground.
No. Beggars can't be choosers, huh? Well, fortune favors the bold, milady, and you are the proud owner of this key. Well done, well done, well done.
I guess finders keepers, but yeah, you're very close to my face right now.
She whispers in your ear, yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Do you know what the key is for?
Oh yeah, that too.
Oh, yes, of course. I remember every key that I've ever made.
First of all,
That's a
jealous
lot.
of your memory.
Are you going to tell us?
Holy shit.
Secondly,
Oh, no.
What was the second key you ever made?
The second key I ever made was for my youngest brother, Everton. It was to his toy chest when he was just a babe, just a lad, just a wee scoundrel of a thing. He kept losing his toys, so I built a lock to lock his toys from him so that he wouldn't lose them.
But then, did he lose the lock?
No, he lost the key almost immediately.
Yeah,
but it was a delightful thing.
part.
I made it out of sticks and bits of twine and ivory that I stole from my father's desk.
okay, so
Wait,
she's
what?
not going to tell us where the key. I mean, she really hasn't told us shit.
Arnold, as you're ambulating through this shop, you notice a couple of details.
Okay.
Not only are the walls murdered with keys all the way up, but as you are sort of randomly windmilling and slapping swaths of these keys to the bright wind chime sound filling the shop,
Is he allowed to touch?
you notice there are...
He doesn't touch it with his
I
mouth.
work here.
You notice there are cubbies hidden in the walls behind some of these keys, stashed random pockmarks through these walls so that the average person standing in the middle wouldn't be able to see them. But as you chime a vast swath of keys, you notice that there are a section of small locked doors hidden in the walls behind these curtains of keys.
Okay. So can I... So I want to say to Lena, say like, okay, well, you know all about these keys. What is the key to getting you to give us the information about this particular key?
Nice.
Why didn't we think of that before?
Well, now I'm sure you have to appreciate my position, right? I am a very important craftsman in the city. I
hope you can appreciate my position. I say as I'm doing this.
As you're fucking pirouetting like a ballet dancer through this shop. She says, I am entrusted with hundreds and hundreds of people's homes and private possessions, not their privates, their private possessions, and the secrets that they have in their day-to-day lives. I am, if you will, very instilled in the precious moments that all of these people keep locked away from daylight. It would be unbecoming of me to betray my name and my trade for the average person that came in here and asked for it.
But I'm not an average person.
How are you?
I'm a cow.
Can I try to
An
persuade
average cow.
Arnold,
Wow.
Somebody has to be the hater.
I'm a slightly above average.
Are you
cow.
calling her mediocre?
Oh, those were like that. Oh, fantastic.
All right,
This is
yeah,
the best day ever.
Arnold, you gonna roll persuasion?
Yeah, I would love to.
All right, before you roll it, tell me what your angle is, and then roll it.
Okay, I'm not looking. Essentially, I want to just completely come clean with her and just tell her that we're trying to help out all these people. We have these friends who are looking for this thing, and we think the key is related to that somehow. We're not sure exactly how. I'm just gonna be I'm not gonna lie at all. There's no deception involved. It's just gonna be persuading her based on like just like listen. We are adventurers. We're trying our best. We did come across this key in a I don't know, in an honest way. We discovered it. We didn't steal it from anyone or hurt anyone to get it.
In a not an
In a
honest
mausoleum.
and non-larcenous way.
Yeah.
We can.
All right.
We definitely didn't eat anyone, is the thing.
Didn't eat anyone.
Yeah.
Before Arnold looks at his result, does anybody else want to help with this roll? Because I'm going to be real, as the DM above table, that's a bad plan.
I mean, we don't usually go with the truth.
Yeah. I mean, we can see what. Let's see. Arnold, show me what you rolled. Maybe we get there together.
Oh shit. All right. Oh my god. 23.
Noise.
Fuck.
Wow.
23 is quite good.
Yeah.
All right. Lena Ulmar hesitates just for a second. There is a scraping sound as she almost unconsciously rubs the 6 keys that she's holding in one hand. She sort of like pushes them up through her knuckles like Wolverine claws, and then rakes them against like the table as like a just sort of like an unconscious gesture. And she almost softly says to herself, that's a compelling argument. I can understand. I can see where you're coming from. People have secrets. People lose secrets. People need help finding their secrets. But you are simply people off the street. If you were, I can't trust you because I don't know you. If you were tied perhaps to an organization, to some sort of form or factor of body of people that I do trust, are you members of the City Watch? Perhaps are you members of the Harpers? Do you have any sort of claim to an organization that I can lean towards? Because it's just random people off the street. You have to understand.
Have you heard about the Ghost Mafia?
No, but
Arnold immediately jumps in. Whoa.
Wait. We don't talk about the first rule of Ghost Mafia is we don't talk about Ghost Mafia.
No, that's Fight Club. Ah, fuck.
We both ruined it. So Arnold says, "Oh, I am in fact a very secretive spy related to the Harpers. I'm not supposed to say that aloud, but since you asked and you seem nice and I want you to know, yes, I am a spy along with my other friends. We don't have uniforms yet. I'm working on it."
You are
also pretty decently connected with City Watch, are we not? This is above table. I'm trying to remember.
You have had interactions with Captain Rain of the City Watch, so you could name drop Captain Rain and Watchman Adam. Perhaps this is in one of their purviews. You also know a handful of other City Watch captains by name and reputation only. But she looks immediately at you, Arnold, and says, "Oh, the Harpers. You do say the Harpers. Now, you wouldn't be lying to Alina, would you?"
No, actually, we saved Miss Haventry recently, and we.
What'd you say, Mel? I'm sorry.
I said no. This is the truth for the first time, but that was just Dianna talking now.
Oh, word. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Lena's eyes light up, and she says, "Okay. Yes. Now I can tell you. Now that I understand that you are part of the Harpers, you are supporting truth, justice, and the Waterdavian way. I can tell you." 1 second. She leaps to the wall and starts rifling through these curtains of keys, pulling cubbies open, helter-skelter, just like you did, Arnold, when you were swiping your hands across these walls. She moves huge swaths of keys to get to the cubbies underneath, and soon the inside of this enchanted key shop looks like a helter-skelter alchemist shop as she opens dozens of these tiny cubbies, revealing pieces of parchment folded and in envelopes and bound with rubber bands and tied with bits of twine. Tess, give me a perception check, please.
1 second. I rolled the big boy, right?
Big boy.
I have 13.
Okay. As Lena throws her whole arm and elbow into a cupboard to pull out a single index paper of scribbled handwritten information, her hand brushes against a set of keys that sound different than everything else in the story you've heard. And
Can I smell them?
You can go up to them and smell them if you like.
Okay. Yeah. I just kind of is it far from me? Can I just move my head?
I mean,
over?
this shop is not very big. It's maybe like 10 feet wide. So you just go up and just like stick your nose up against some keys.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna stick my whole head in someone else's drawer.
All right. Yeah, you get in there and you smell evergreen grass and Kentucky bluegrass and the smell of a vegan barbecue on a warm summer's day. And you smell home.
Holy fuck. Okay. I think Tess is just frozen for a second. I think she's just like, what the fuck? And then she like sits up upright, and she just snatches the keys. She's like, I think these are mine. Are these mine? Guys, I think these are mine.
Lena,
you guys know? Are these mine?
Lena goes up to Arnold and almost eagerly presses this index paper into your hand and says, "This is the one. This is the one. This is the key to the key." Little industry joke. Sorry. This is the name of the person who fashioned that key. It was a unique job. I remember it very well. The runes at the top, bearing to the family name of the person who commissioned the key, and then the blade or the bow of the key, relating, of course, to where this person lived. You are looking for a Mr. Kibbins, Mr. Gnome Kibbins.
His name is Gnome.
Gnome Kibbins. This, of course, is very secret. If you tell anybody I told you, I will actually have to have you murdered by the law. So very secret, very hush hush. But Gnome Kibbins, and then of course, and she gives you a rough area of the city where this house is, Arnold. I think it's like southeast, but I haven't checked the map. But cutting over to Tess. You are asking if these are yours?
Yes.
Okay. I think Lena turns to you, and behind her goggles pressed into her head that make her eyes huge, her eyes go wide and they cover almost her whole head, like that one character from the new Star Wars that was kind of, the movie was bad, but the character was enjoyable. You know the one I'm talking about?
No.
The character with big eyes? It doesn't matter. Her eyes go wide. And she says, that's interesting. That's interesting. You weren't supposed to touch those. Ooh, naughty girl. Those are a special delivery that I have gotten handed to me.
Where did you get these from?
They
got special delivery. Where did you deliver them to yourself from?
They were delivered to me via courier, and they were dropped onto my doorstep.
Okay. So Amazon.
Fantasy Amazon, actually.
Fantasy Amazon, Bezos. Yeah. Chef Tezos.
No, it's still owned and ran by Jeff Bezos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right.
Even in real life, actual Jeff Bezos.
That's right. That's right.
Alex, is this one key or multiple keys?
I think it's one key on a key ring with several charms.
Several charms. Okay. Can I look up the keys?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I describe what I see?
The key looks like it was carved from old pine wood. It's weathered and aged and looks like it was left out in the sun and the rain and the elements, but not in a bad way. It's just added character to this key. There are words printed into the wood, deep cut like they were hand carved and not pressed by some cold, heartless machine, but somebody took the time and effort to put language and song into this key. And the charms similarly are carved from wood and fashioned from grass and made from stones that have been smoothed out by river water and attached by very carefully placed brass rings so that they don't puncture these nice pieces of nature and wild, but fashion them to be a never-ending chain attached to this key and not something that's bound by it.
Okay. I think it's fantasy pine because my first thought is pine's a really shitty wood, and it was
but it's fantasy pine. It was really, really strong and good for keymanship.
Fantasy pine, so it's very it's very good wood, real hard. I think she just I think these are mine. These are mine. All of these charms. These are my keys. You seem like the sort of person that would want to make sure keys went back to their rightful owner. I don't know where you got these from, but I think these are my keys.
I'm sure that you couldn't. We are not guilty of theft here. This is an honorable shop. If you say those keys are yours and you are accusing me of theft, then you can just take them. Just take them, and that's fine. And then never. I don't want to ever see your face or these accusations ever again.
Can I look around and see if there are any like fancy looking keys and be like, those belong to my friend Garrett? Like, Garrett. I'm pretty sure those are
I'm
Garrett's.
almost certain.
Yeah, Arnold, you can. I think she gives you like a beat to shit steel key.
All right.
That's got, it looks like it was carved from like a fucking kitchen prep table.
Great. It has leftover ham on it. I get it.
Stainless steel.
Yeah, really good steel. That's all the information that you can get from Lena Ulmar. You walk out of the shop.
Arnold takes Sebastian off.
I think Sebastian stops at the door and like throws your arms out so that you can't walk out and says, "Well, I'm sorry, bud, but this is the end of the line for you and me. I've enjoyed my fleshy ride, but you're gonna have to put me back on the mannequin."
This is a kidnapping. This is a shirtnapping.
Shirtnapping. So you gotta take him off and put him back over the plastic mannequin, Arnold.
Yeah, so I take him off, I put him back, and I thank him, and I say like that was fun. Like I'll come back. Like it's nice to meet you. I put all my friends like names on my back. Like it's nice, it's nice to put a name to a shirt face. I hope you don't mind. It's not a creepy thing. It's just a thing I do. Put everyone's name on my body. If you want to do it, if you want to make a shirt of me, that would be cool too. No one's ever done that. No big deal. Just saying, you don't have to. No obligations here. But you're my best friend now, and I'll see you later.
Arnold, did you say that our names are on your body?
Oh yeah, Arnold canonically has names and faces tattooed all over his body.
Yeah, it's all kinds of stuff. It's names, faces, things that remind me of people.
All his best friends, but then ones that turned out not to be best friends just have like a big X over them and like
they've been like blacked out.
Sad face.
Yeah, scribble.
Arnold, he says, "I'll speak to the elders of my village, and we're gonna get a series of T-shirts printed just for you."
You're my best. You're my best friend. I love this so much. Thank you. And
all right. As my main man, Lin-Manuel Miranda, said, it's time to tell the story of tonight. You guys leave the shop. It is a balmy summer evening. The light is just starting to go down over Mount Waterdeep. People are walking through the city streets, going to parties and going to picnics and lighting the torches on top of the street lights, and you all stand out in the street next to an alleyway, and it is quiet and lovely. What are you doing next?
I think Tess is kind of trailing behind everyone else. I think kind of just she's looking at something. She's just looking at like the key and then also like a napkin in her hand, and just kind of just like
a used napkin.
It doesn't. Yeah.
All right.
She just has a used nap. She keeps them in her pocket in case someone sneezes and needs a tissue. But it's disgusting.
You're going to offer people used napkins as tissues?
Please.
Like this has just got a little bit of mac and cheese and sangria on it. I'm really, here you go.
Yeah, but this corner's clean.
I mean, here's the thing. Would you rather have a used napkin for a tissue or a used tissue for a napkin?
Used napkin for a tissue for sure.
Okay. Sorry,
so,
Tess, I interrupted.
Thank you for proving my point, Garath, which I'm sure that's what you were trying to do. But yeah, Tess is like kind of like zoned out in her own world.
I think Mel would probably notice that Tess was a little zoned because I was like a little suspect. Like as soon as she asked, like, are these mine? Mel was thinking how she like had the other key like super on her neck, and then she was like, oh shit, she literally lost her keys, like literally lost her keys. And I think she's kind of got maybe like a little bit of a sinking feeling now that she's found her keys, that maybe that's what she was looking for the whole time. So
I'm going to cut really quick. I'm going to cut away from Mel having this realization, and I'm going to go to something we've never done before, but I'm going to introduce a flashback into the game. And I'm going to flash back to Tess Tickles and Greg the Lobster sitting in her room at Trollskull Tavern. It's late at night. There's a fire dying down in the fireplace. And Greg the Lobster is talking earnestly to Tess and says in his very serious character voice that is great for delivering dramatic monologues. Now, the thing that you've got to remember is they obey the aboleth to the nth degree. They don't think for themselves. They don't rationalize. They only do what they're told. And this aboleth, it's the worst thing you've ever heard of. And if it is moving between planes, and if it is sliding between worlds, it's the end of everything, Tess. And
I think Tess has a napkin, and she's like, spell aboleth again?
So it's ABOLETH, but I think do you remember, it was like your second episode, but you remember that dipshit that got himself murdered, Arond Growlhund, when he was blabbering on about stuff that I suspect he shouldn't have been blabbering on about, and then that guy Urstel Floxen murked him?
Yes.
I think that he was on to something, and I think that this aboleth has got a name, and I think that the Stone of Galore has something to do with this aboleth, and the aboleth is controlling the Chul, and that's what's going through your and my world and killing all of our families.
Okay, I think Tess is like, they're currently sitting like a pile of hay by the fire, and she's kind of just fidgeting with hay.
Not a fire hazard at all, because this is a fantasy world.
No, not at all. It's absolutely fine. I think she's like just fidgeting with the hay and just like throwing bits of it in the fire. She's like, okay, is that all I need to know? Is there anything else? Is there anything else that you know that I need to know about this?
I want to help you because I said I would, and a member of the Junior Shellfish Detective Agency always does what he says he's going to do, and they don't give that jizz a badge out for nothing. But don't go after the aboleth alone. That's the most evil thing you've ever encountered. You can fuck up the Chul. They're just dumb shellfish monsters, right? You kick them in their parts, and then they'll explode, and that's great. Sort of like the clay monsters from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. But don't go after the aboleth alone. You need a group to do it. You need friends.
Okay. I could at least bring a cow with me, so I could probably do that. I don't really want to get anyone else involved, but all right. Okay.
And that's the end of the flashback. That's all that Greg told you.
Get it. Flashback to current. What's everyone else doing?
So I'm like, Arnold would be sketching the name Sebastian in the way that he would have it tattooed on himself with like a little picture of a t-shirt, just like he's sketching it. And like, he kind of like, and like, unfortunately, Arnold isn't as, aware of Tess's, what's going on with Tess. So he kind of shows Tess like, Tess, like, hey, what do you does this look good? Would this look good back here? Or like here, what do you think? Like, and I kind of like try to get Tess's opinion on my.
I think Tess like snaps back to attention. She kind of like shakes her head a little bit, and she's like, oh, this is a tramp stamp tattoo, 1000%. It will look so good, and you get it with like a little bit of red ink. Like, it will look so good. Yeah.
That's so great. So like, I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna write that down. Tramp stamp. Is that the one? Wait, tramp stamp. Is that like down in this region? And like, kind of like.
Honestly, any region can be a tramp stamp if it's trampy enough. So yeah, go.
Oh, true.
Go with your heart.
So I'm like, okay. Oh, speaking of tramping though, like I don't want to overstep, but we've been friends for like several days now, and I have been having trouble designing your tattoo because. No offense, like I love it, but I can't decide if I want to do like the cow thing, if I want to do like the the humanoid thing. And I was like, but I do have a really cool idea if you'll kind of entertain this for a second. I kind of want to outline your hand and also a hoof together.
So like a hand inside of a hoof,
or a hoof inside of a hand, whichever. I'm not sure what.
What if I get my hoof inside the palm of your hand?
No, inside the palm of
like we're holding hands.
Ooh, I like that too. Okay. So I asked, like, would you mind if I traced your hoof? Because I want to get it right.
Okay. I'm a person right now, so I guess I have to be a cow. This turns into a cow, but she's still wearing the necklace, so it's like choking her because it's like way too tight. She's like, okay. She's like,
do it quick.
I think at one point we discuss what happens when I transform, but I don't remember. So, dear listeners, you better remember because you're a fan.
You better. This is a threat,
right?
This is a threat. This is a threat from us to you, dear listener. If you don't remember, fuck you.
If you don't remember, I don't either. So,
So I do it quickly. I quick. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm doing my best. I have to. Okay, and I get it. So
all right, Arnold, as you are sketching this hoof from a strangling cow, you are struck with a moment of like sad. Like it's a sad moment because you also, I think, clocked the fact that Tess found her keys. And I think there's a part of you that knows what that means.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So
I like to think that Josh Patch has just kind of picked up on sort of how Tess is like, like how dogs are kind of like empaths. They just sort of know when you're sick or sad or whatever. And I feel like Josh Pat's kind of sad. And he's sort of like, like standing up against her leg and like he doesn't want her to go. He wants her to pick him up and put him on her back, and he's got a little bit of the whimpers. Like he just
I think when Tess turns into a cow and starts strangling, Josh Pat doesn't care about the strangling part, and he starts like he reaches up and starts patting her leg and like whining to like because he wants to go up because like he's used to
I think
riding
Tess
on...
would
uppies.
While you're strangling Tess, you're gonna hug this dog.
No, while I'm strangling, I'm like, okay, well, hold on. I can hold my breath apparently for an hour and a half at a time.
That's true.
So she just throws him on her back.
All right. Josh Pat lies down on your back and scoots forward as far as he can so that his snout is like right behind your ear.
Okay.
He kind of whimpers a little.
Yeah.
Someone could just cut this fucking key off my neck, right?
At some point, like especially with JP being irate, like Mel would look over and see that was happening and be like, yeah, she would definitely just like cut the fucking thing before you.
All right, yeah. Key falls off. Tess, you're no longer strangling. Whatever.
Amazing. Oh, thank you. I was getting choked there and not in a good way. So, yeah. So
I guess Mel's just gonna hang on to that key.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think, okay. So I think Tess in cow form is now just sobbing, like very obviously just sobbing. And it's like between hiccups, it's like, guys, I know that you guys can't tell. But I think I have to leave. I've been really subtle about it. But I'm very
I've played it so cool, you guys.
I've played it really cool, but I actually found my keys back there. They belonged to me. I know it wasn't very obvious, but yeah, I think I have to go. I think I have to bring everything that I've learned about the shellfish people who were murdering my people. I think I need to bring that back to them, and I haven't been able to get back to the Fey world, but this key opens the door to the Fey world and also my apartment, and I think all my plants have died because I haven't watered them in a really long time. But maybe they're fine.
They're probably fine.
They're probably fine. And I think on her little napkin, she like pulls it out and she's just like, I wrote a really quick goodbye note to you all. She did.
This is either the sweetest thing I've ever heard, or I'm about to be so mad at you, Jess, and I'm terrified.
It's a little bit of everything.
All right, cool,
maybe.
Cool.
Arnold, my BFF, which is Bard Friend Forever. Thank you for being the only one who tried to save me after I was underwater for 1.5 hours. It's been so great seeing you become a man of the flavor, and I hope you continue to eat humans. Love that for you.
So empowering.
Bless. What a great commencement speech.
Garath, thank you for letting me be part of a kind of sort of stealth mission as a fake horse. Because I know that you came to realize that every stealth mission is better with a cow. And we know that's true, and that's fact, and it can't be changed. Mal, thank you for accepting me so quickly and for being my fellow animal fact expert. Please think of me every time someone pees on you. So, hopefully often. Alex the DM, third wall. Fourth
What are you
wall?
just shouting at the sky now? You look ridiculous.
She stares up at the sky and then she's
Shouting
like shaking
to
her fist.
God.
Yeah. What have you?
Shaking
Why
her
have
book.
you forsaken me? Alex, the DM, for being the glue holding this cow together despite my bad puns and utter chaos. And he never once steered me wrong. So yeah, I love you guys. I think she opens up the door now and you can see fae shit, trees, butterflies.
I'm gonna really quick. I'm gonna step in here, Jess.
Yeah,
Tess Tickles reaches this key out and unlocks it in the middle of the air, and hissing into life in the air of this dank alleyway on this beautiful Waterdeep summer night, you all see a doorway open into an enchanted forest where the trees soar 50, 60, 100 feet into the air, and beneath them is enough space for several tents. There's no underbrush, there's no fallen leaves, there's no decay. Everything looks fresh and lush like a perfect summer day, and there are bees buzzing merrily through the meadows, and there are clumps of wildflowers strewn all over the ground, and it smells immortal somehow. It smells like a perfect day caught in a bubble of time.
Are you
think
still a
Tess,
cow,
like-
Tess, or did you change back?
Guess I'm a cow so that Josh P can still be on my back.
Well, that's why I was gonna like if you change back, like he would have gotten off your back, but
yeah. So I think she stayed in cow. Oh wait, hold on.
Nice. Stay in character.
Yeah.
Plus one.
Cow hat, dear listeners. Yeah. Okay. Well, I love you guys. I've always been like the odd one out. I don't know. I didn't know if this might come as a shock, but I was kind of a weirdo at home too. And I was always picked last, for recess. I was homeschooled, but I didn't pick myself. And I've never really belonged anywhere. So yeah, I mean, yeah. So anyways, I love you, group of misfits. So it's the first time in a long time I've been welcomed anywhere. So love you guys. And I think she just gives everyone a big hug. And like just kind of squish their heads together really hard because she's cow strength right now.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my God!
Arnold dies. Arnold.
Yeah, you all take actual real life damage, and it's
Yeah,
not
Arnold's
a little bit.
head pops like a melon with too many rubber bands around it.
Jesus.
Yeah, and I think she scritches Josh Pat in the ears, and she's like, "You're a very good boy. I love you guys."
like
I
lift
hope-
him off.
Yeah, I hope I will see you again though. This isn't goodbye forever, but I have to go do this. So I love you guys. And then she still now blowing her disgusting giant nose into the napkin that has all of the information she needs to know and her goodbye note. Cow jumps over the moon, leaps into the portal.
Okay. You all see Tess walk through this door, and she walks through the trees, and there's a moment where she reaches out and brushes her hand against the trunks of one of the giant towering trees, and she looks happy, and she looks over her shoulder one time to make sure that you guys are okay. And then as the door swings shut, you see her walk into her forest and her woods and her meadows and her flowers, and Tess goes
Her apartment.
to her apartment where she has her keys.
Hell yeah.
My plants.
All right, that's it.